Hello and welcome to Pinball Pursuit, your destination for all things pinball here on YouTube. Today we're diving deep into the terrifying waters of Stern's Jaws Pinball. I'm Mrs. J.
And I'm Dr. C. Today, whether you're hunting for jackpots or just trying to keep your flippers dry, we've got you covered.
Jaws Pinball was released in early 2024 and is designed by none other than Keith Elwin, the mastermind behind modern classics like Iron Maiden, Jurassic Park, and Godzilla. The artist who brought Amity Island to pinball was Michael Bernard, and the amazing game code was developed by Rick Nagel and Elizabeth
Gisecki. This game brings Spielberg's blockbuster to life with suspense, challenge, and a shark-sized helping of fun. Let's learn how to play.
As always, let's start by examining the playfield from left to right. We'll start with the Pro model and then outline the differences in the Premium and LE models. First up is the left out lane. This has a special ball save called the Life Ring that will save your ball if you quickly press the middle bar action button when the ball drains. You enable the Life Ring by hitting the Life Ring stand-up target, which is right here, twice. Then your action button will flash orange, indicating that you have a Life Ring ready. Moving up, you have the Fish Finder targets. These activate your Fish Finder mini modes, more on those later, light the machete if not already lit, and activate the Find Pipit shot. And just for the record, it makes me very sad when I don't make it. Just above that is the Harpoon shot. This is a makeable shot from the right mini flipper, which feeds it directly down to the left flipper. This activates quick shots, which is when the shark fin pops out, but be careful, you only have a short amount of time to hit the fin. Just next to that is the left orbit shot, which is the first major shot of the game. This shot activates the night swim shark encounter and is one of the 5 beaches that you can close. You can hit this shot from the right flipper, or if you shoot just right, it can be hit from the mini flipper as well. Next is another major shot of the game, the wave ramp. This shot starts the beach panic shark encounter. On the Pro, it can feed either the right mini flipper if it is hit hard enough, or the right bottom flipper if you hit it softly. On the Premium, this shot goes up into the upper playfield. This is also a beach that you'll need to close during gameplay. To the right of it is the Chum Bucket Captive Ball. This guy is pretty important in multiple modes. Hitting it will fill your chum line, which lights your major shots red and progresses you towards Jaws Multiball. Hitting it during your Jaws Multiball is also how you add a ball. Adjacent to that is the center ramp, which does a quick 180 and then feeds over to your left flipper. This is probably the easiest shot of the game, so if you can close this beach early, you can score some major points. This is the third beach that you can close, and this shot starts the Scars mode when a shark encounter is lit. One of the easier encounters to do.
Next, we have the shark or boat or Bruce shot. I've heard it called all 3 of these. On the Pro, Jaws himself, or Bruce as he is affectionately called, is caged along with a captive ball. On the Premium, Ben Gardner's boat from the film sits in the water with a captive ball inside. Regardless of the version, this is a key shot. It is how you qualify shark encounters, and is how you damage the sharks you hunt in the bounties. The shot to the right of Bruce is another incredibly important shot. This is the fishing reel shot. It helps qualify bounty hunts, and is another beach you'll have to close. And shooting this when a shark encounter is lit will start the pond attack mode. This is a tricky shot to hit as the reel needs to spin completely in order for it to count. Next to that is the right ramp, also known as Quint's Shack. Raft Attack is the shark encounter that you'll get when those are qualified. This shot also starts shark bounties, Quint's Challenge, and is used to collect your gear that you'll need during the game. It's an incredibly important shot that you'll need to learn how to hit consistently. Below the fishing reel is the single pop bumper of the game, and to the right of it is the upper lane that feeds the mini flipper. This mini flipper is extremely important in a number of ways we'll get to in just a minute. The next part of the playfield we need to talk about are the Shark Tower stand-up targets. There are 3 of them on the playfield, located here, here, and here. These are incredibly important for closing beaches and for feeding frenzy. Last but certainly not least is the shark fin. This pops up out of the playfield and can roam around. Hitting it is key to getting to Jaws Multiball. It's how you get your quick shots, and in some shark encounters and side modes, this thing will pop up as well. This is a real pinball moment that we love. The game will often stop you to watch the fin pop out and start moving, and you'll need to time your shot just right to hit it. It really is one of the coolest parts of this game.
Now, the premium version of this game has an upper playfield that is accessed by hitting the wave ramp. The upper playfield represents the orca from the film. There are 3 major shots on it. There's another fishing rail, a stand-up radio target, and finally, a very cool ramp that goes around the orca and then feeds it into the left orbit, but the opposite way it normally goes. It's a fun area, but unfortunately, you don't end up spending too much time up there.
Now for the main modes of this game, the shark encounters. Jaws features 5 unique shark encounter modes inspired by scenes from the film. There's Night Swim, Beach Panic, Scars, Pond Attack, and Raft Attack. Each is tied to a different shot in the game. To start a shark encounter, you must hit the Bruce or boat shot. There are tiny white arrows behind the captive ball that must be hit. For the first shark encounter mode, you only have to hit 1. Then the requirement will increase by 1 for each subsequent shark encounter. After you qualify it, all of the mode inserts will flash. Hitting one of the 5 shots will stop the ball and start the encounter. If you hit the shark or boat shot again before starting one of the modes, you'll get some bonus points and bonus time to complete each mode. After the mode starts, the shots you need to hit will be dark blue. A couple of the modes also require hitting the shark fin when it pops up, so watch out for that. If you manage to get all of the shots in the encounter, the fin will then pop up, and the insert around it will flash red. Hitting that fin will net you a huge amount of points for an encounter jackpot. These encounters are each timed, and unlike some other games we've talked about, hitting shots does not add more time to the mode, so get those points while you can.
Now let's talk about some of the side modes in this game. Feeding Frenzy is a high-intensity mode triggered by hitting the Shark Tower stand-up targets multiple times. Once activated, you'll need to rapidly hit any switch on the game which will feed the frenzy. Hitting all the Shark Tower stand-ups will multiply the frenzy. You only have 30 seconds to do this, so you'll have to hurry. This mode is probably the biggest key to scoring big on this machine. This is because the Feeding Frenzy bonus is added at the end of every ball afterwards. So if you get a good Feeding Frenzy bonus on ball 1, you can earn it on balls 2 and 3. And if you get a bonus ball, you'll get one there too. If you manage to start a multi-ball right after Feeding Frenzy, it's possible to get a Feeding Frenzy bonus in the tens of millions of points.
The next most important mode to learn in Jaws is closing beaches. Each of the main shots that start an encounter also represent a beach from the movie. So the left orbit represents the east beach, the left wave ramp is the marina, the center ramp is the north beach, the pond is represented by the fishing reel, and finally the right ramp is the west beach. Closing these beaches is a huge part of the game. Each of these shots have 3 round inserts in front of them that represent a beachgoer. Hitting a shark tower will light a beachgoer insert on the 2 shots to either side of the tower you hit. The beachgoer inserts will flash on and off. Hitting a shot with a flashing beachgoer will save the beachgoer and the insert will turn solid orange. Once you have saved all 3 beachgoers at one of the beaches, the beach closed insert will start to flash and a countdown will start. Hitting the shot before the countdown ends will net you some serious points and will make that shot worth more for the rest of the game. If you miss the countdown, the beach will still be closed, but no bonus points for you. Closing all the beaches will enable the mini wizard modes search and rescue.
Next up is the Fish Finder modes. These are mini modes that offer quick scoring opportunities. To find a Fish Finder mode, hit the Fish Finder targets when they are lit. Once you hit them enough, you will qualify for a Fish Finder mode. To start the mode, you will have to hit the Fish Finder targets from the mini flipper. There are 5 unique Fish Finder modes: Night Search, Cast and Catch, Super Life Ring, Super Buoys, and Video Mode. Night Search is a 2-ball multi-ball that will have you hitting light blue shots and then Fish Finder targets to score. Video Mode is activated after you hit the right ramp and has you shooting harpoons at sharks, paying homage to the old Jaws game. Cast and Catch gets you big points by having you hit the center and right ramps. And finally, Super Buoys give you points when you hit the bumpers, and Super Life Ring gives you millions of points when you hit the Life Ring stand-up target.
Oh, and one last thing that hitting the Fish Finder targets can do is start the Find Pipit challenge. This will light one shot a purplish white color. This is timed, so you'll have to hurry to make that shot. Hitting it will save the dog pipet, get you millions of points, and get you a reward, like increasing your next machete or lighting a piece of gear. But honestly, the most important thing you need to do with this is to save Pipet, because if you don't...
I already told you, you have to save that sweet, sweet puppy.
Finally, let's talk about bounty hunts. These are tricky to complete, but very rewarding. To start a bounty hunt, you have to spin the fishing reel 5 times and then hit the right ramp. Or you can skip hitting the fishing reel and just hit the right ramp twice. The game will stop you at the right flipper, and you'll get to choose a shark to hunt: a mako, hammerhead, tiger, or thresher shark. Each shark has unique objectives and difficulty levels. For example, the mako has you completing a certain number of spinner spins, completing ramp shots, and hitting the bumper and chum bucket shots. Completing each objective gives you points, and completing all of them will light the fishing reel shot green. Hitting that will start Bounty Hunt Multiball. This unique multiball will have you alternating between green shots and the shark/boat shot. Take down the health of the shark until you can reel him in. However, if you drain before capturing the shark, you'll have to start the bounty over again. But this time, the shark hunt will have a lower requirement in order to start it.
Phew, that was a lot of modes.
I know, right? There is a lot to do in this game.
The crazy part is that all of these can be activated at the same time. So you could be closing the marina while Super Buoys is activated during a feeding frenzy, while you deal with the beach panic shark encounter and are also hunting a thresher shark. It's so much to keep track of, but if you do, you can score some major points on this game.
And now for our favorite part, it's the multiballs. Before we begin, there is one feature all of the multiballs have in Jaws. That is the ability to freeze the mini flipper when it has a trapped ball. This allows you to focus on less balls and hit the shots you need to make your multi-ball more valuable. To activate it, wait until a ball goes down in the mini flipper lane and then trap the ball with the mini flipper. The action button will flash green, and hitting the action button will freeze the mini flipper and allow you to use the other 2 flippers. If a ball goes into the mini flipper lane, don't worry, the game will eject the first ball you froze and trap the second one. This only lasts for about 15 seconds, so be wise in how you use it.
So we already talked about 2 different multi-balls during the modes section of this tutorial: Night Search multi-ball and Bounty Hunt multi-ball, both of which are super fun. So let's go over the main multi-ball of the game, Jaws multi-ball, where you face off against the great white shark, Bruce himself. To start Jaws multi-ball, you'll first need to chum the water by hitting the chum bucket and hitting the red flashing shots. You'll see the area around where the fin pops up go from blue to red. Once that area is full, you'll be able to hit a yellow shot. This will make the fin pop up and start moving across the playfield. If you manage to hit it, you'll attach a barrel to Jaws just like in the film. Hitting another yellow shot after attaching a barrel will start this 2-ball multi-ball. Hit the chum bucket 3 times and you'll get an add-on ball. Shooting red shots will progress you towards a Jaws jackpot, which will be a random shot that is lit yellow. This process can occur 3 times in a game, 1 for each barrel attached to Jaws in the movie, and gets more valuable the further you go.
It also is a little harder to qualify every time, too. The last multi-ball we'll talk about are Search and Rescue. These are mini wizard modes that involve saving beachgoers from shark attacks. To enable these, you'll first need to close all 5 beaches, or in other words, save 15 beachgoers. Once you do, the flippers will go dead and you'll get to choose either Search or Rescue. I have found that Search is a lot easier to do.
Really?
Yes. These are thrilling modes and are a blast to play.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and there's still even more we could go over. In fact, there's so much more that we decided to make a part 2 video where we'll cover things like gear, quick shots, memorials, and more.
We hope you've enjoyed this guide to Stern's Jaws pinball machine. We feel it offers a deep and immersive experience, combining thrilling gameplay with iconic moments from the classic film. Whether you're closing beaches, hunting sharks, or facing off in Jaws multi-ball, there's plenty of excitement to engage in. That's all from us for now. So until next time,
keep flipping.